Alright, step one is you're gonna inventory everything that you have in your test set or your claymore set. There's 5 components that make up the test set. They go as such. Your test set, your firing device, the spool, your claymore, and the satchel, bandolier, or man purse, however you'd like to word it. Okay. The only 2 things that we require you remove from this during your inventory phase is the firing device and test set, because this might be placed underneath the claymore in an awkward spot or behind the spool. It's not proper inventory if you can't physically see it, so pull these 2 out. The spool and the claymore, on the other hand, do not have to fully come out, although this next part of properly inventorying this is if you'd like to reorganize this in any way, shape, or form, you're more than welcome to. So if you like the spool here, claymore here, organize it how you feel. I'd take the time now to do it rather than later. After you've done your inventory, you're going to place everything back into your bandolier. And as the grader already stated which lane you're going to be going to, if you look at performance measure number 2, it says you have to identify a covered position. All you have to do for that in this lane is point. Tell me I'm going to the right lane, all I have to do is point. If you'd like to verbalize, you're more than welcome to. Performance measure number 3, you have to either place it around your head and shoulder, or your shoulder. Take your pick on how you'd like to do it. Now, if you guys can move in front of the sandbag real quick, it's easier to see some of the performance measures from in front than behind me. Okay. Also, say for example you have it on your shoulder like this, and it falls down onto the ground like this, you're fine, it's still attached to you. But if at any point in time the bandolier comes off completely from your body, you're going to be a no-go. Once you get to your covered position, you're going to get into the prone, and you're going to remove your firing device and test set from your bandolier. Upon removing out your firing device, ensure it's still on safe. We understand some of these are busted during training week, and the safety bail might end up coming down. That's fine. Just make sure it's put on safe. Come test day, all of our sets are going to be money and nothing's going to be busted on them, okay? You're going to remove the dust cover from the top of the firing device and the bottom of the test set, and you're going to connect the 2. Actually, I lied. You're going to remove the dust cover from the top of the firing device and the bottom of the test set, and then you have to ensure that the connectors are free of dirt and debris. You're going to do this by giving them a light tap on your palm. Then you will connect the 2. You're going to move the safety bail from fire or safe to fire, and then you're going to cuff the window, moving it close to your eye and giving it a firm squeeze by stating, I see the light. We understand some of these test sets have been literally clacked about 1 billion times and the light may not come on. That is not a go or a no-go criteria. What is that you state, I see the light, okay? You're going to place it back on safe. Leaving these 2 attached, you're going to place them back into your bandolier. Then you will remove your spool out. Little admin note, I highly recommend you hold it from the blasting cap side to mitigate the fact that if the blasting cap comes out and it touches you in any way, shape, or form, you're going to be a safety violation no-go. Because if this was real, it would blow up, okay? So hold it from the blasting cap side. From the shipping or dust cover side, you're gonna remove approximately 1 meter worth of wire. To do so, do a double arm interval worth of wire. Then you will place the spool on the ground. From the shortening plug side, you're going to hold it in either hand, but bring it to the center of your chest. Using your opposite and or free hand, you're gonna make a circle in some way, shape, or form like this, encircling the wire just below while it's on your chest. From that point, you're going to extend the shipping plug. For me, it's in my left hand, completely out, removing all slack. Then you're able to drop the shipping plug. And everybody, if you can move in a little closer, I gotta show you how to tie a knot in a very specific way. Okay. After you extend your arm with the shipping plug in it, right here where you're holding it in your opposite hand is where you're going to be making a knot, okay? If you look at, I believe it's step 3 performance measure Mike, the verbiage is very long and very confusing, something along the lines of in right hand, twist loop around backside of right fingers, yada, yada, yada. It's super confusing. We came up with like 3 knots before the committee said, no, we want it this way, okay? All you're gonna do, just to make it simple, is make like a gun out of your fingers in some way, shape, or form. Holding using your pinky and ring finger, take this bite or loop, wrap it around the back side of them, and then from the inside of this loop, you're gonna grab both wires that are in your opposite palm, as such. Then you're gonna take that wire and just put it over. And that's the knot you will secure onto your stake.
Jesus Christ.
Yes. We understand there is a much, much simpler way to tie the exact same knot as such. Literally, it's the exact same knot. But EIB says you have to do it one way. Unfortunately, we cannot make that exemption of simplicity. So I'll show it again. Like we said, we don't care if it's in the left or right hand. Or I didn't even say that. So we don't care if it's in the left or right hand. We understand some people are left and right handed. So if you want to do it in your left hand, you're more than welcome to. But yet again, take the bite, wrap it around the back side of your fingers from the inside of the loop, grab the 2 wires in your palm, and pull through. Everybody got that? This is done in the prone. I'm just doing it on knee so everybody can see. Secure it to your stake. Once you've secured your fire wire to your stake, you're going to place your spool of wire underneath the sandbag provided in front of you, ensuring it gets completely covered. When it's completely covered, you're going to remove your firing device and test set from your bandolier. If it becomes disconnected as it just did, no worries. Pull them both out, connect them back in together. Okay? Removing the dust cover from the top of the test set and your fire wire, you're going to connect the 2. Moving it from safe to fire. I'm going to need everybody to say it with me when it comes to the time. You're going to cuff the window, bring it close to your eye. Give it a firm squeeze and say,
I see the light.
There we go. Place it back on safe after you've done that, and you're going to remove everything, replacing all dust covers while you go through it. Then you're going to place your firing device and test set back into your bandolier. Little admin note. You do not have to have your weapon slung at the entirety of this while you're going through it at your cover position and placement position. If you'd like to take it off and keep it within 1 arm's reach, you're more than welcome to. On the flip side, do not leave it at one position. You have to move with it. Okay? All right. You're going to remove your spool from underneath your sandbag, and you're going to move out in a tactical manner to your emplacement site. For a tactical manner on this, you guys are more than welcome to follow me down here. For a tactical movement down here, we were able to convince the committee to make it a crouch walk with your weapon slung to your front while you're facing the enemy. Reason behind that is, say for example, that was a real enemy shooting back at you, you could say fuck this spool and be already up and ready with your weapon. That's how we got away from doing a low crawl. Okay, any questions on the tactical movement? No.
At any point, are you going from there to where you're going to take pictures of the that? Or can you pick it up on the way back?
Let me ask the NCYC. That has not been a question brought up yet. Okay. Okay. Once you get to your emplacement site, you're going to get into the prone. Is anybody familiar with the acronym ATAR when it comes to employing a claymore?
Yeah. Aim.
Okay. Aim, tie, arm, and re-aim. Okay? Just so everybody knows. To do that, if you do ATAR, you're going to be golden when it comes to getting your go. To start with the aiming, you actually have to have the claymore out of your bandolier. The only way you're going to get a no at this point in time is if for some reason when you go to stake your claymore in, you can read front toward enemy. You laughed last year, 2 people got no-goes for it. Okay, now that we know we can read the word back, you're going to drop your legs down, separating them approximately 45 degrees, and then rotating them so that they're straight. When you go to stake this in and aim, you're going to be using the front and rear side apertures on your claymore as well as the left and right side walls. Your front and rear apertures should be parallel and in line with the base of your silhouette, and the left and right side walls should be either parallel and or just outside of the silhouette. Everybody understand how we're going to be doing the aiming this portion? You do not need a knife edge sight or with a pen in prior years where you're like this. Understood? There we go. Next part, tie. From the blasting cap side of the spool, you're going to remove approximately 1 meter worth of wire. So you will remove the blasting cap from the spool. Oh, excuse me. And getting approximately 1 meter worth of wire. Hint, hint, in test A, these will be stopped at approximately 1 meter worth of wire. They will not go any further. Hint, hint. Then you will replace the blasting cap back into the spool. I recommend you hold down the blasting cap at this point because you're going to feed your hand across, and where this halfway point is on the rope is where you're going to be making the exact same knot that we did down there, here. And secure it off. Okay, now you're going to go into the arm. Remove the shipping plug closest to the stake that you just tied off to. Then you remove the blasting cap and insert the blasting cap into the shipping plug. Best way to do so is holding the blasting cap from about an inch to half an inch from the blasting cap. Insert the shipping plug from below your finger holding the blasting cap and pull the wire towards until the blasting cap is seated. Then you will insert it into the claymore. All right, now that it's on, what's the last step?
Re-aim.
Re-aim. So you're gonna get down and you're gonna re-aim your claymore just in case it started moving. All right, before you move back down to your covered position, you have to camouflage your claymore and your spool. At the end of every single lane to include test day, you're gonna have a camouflage net square similar to this. All you have to do is place your spool close to your claymore, cover the two up.
Admin note real quick, guys. So if for whatever reason Mother Nature comes during test week or whatever, you place your claymore into mine and you're going into your re-aim process. If for whatever reason Mother Nature kicks it over like that, don't fret. Okay, I get it. I can't control the wind. So you re-aimed, it falls over, just keep working. Go into your camouflage.
Question was brought up. If, say, for example, you're going down and you're spooling out your wire and your firing device test set, something falls out of your bandolier. Go, no go.
Pick it up.
There you go. Okay.
So luckily for you, I'm going to keep it stopped because we're still talking. Luckily for you, you're not going to need your test device or your fire wire or your firing device or your test device while you're down here. So let's say you're walking and it falls out and you don't realize that it falls out. As long as you pick it up before you get back there, I will not no-go you. Neither will my graders, okay? I know it sounds a little weird that you're missing equipment or whatever, but you're not going to need it until you get back there. So unless you walk back and you just like walk